right, imaginary numbers part 2 here. The other thing about imaginary numbers is you might come across like this quadratic, for example. It says find all the solutions. Well, solutions are the same thing as x-intercepts, so first instinct there, it's already set equal to 0, is to go ahead and graph it and look at it. When you do so, it looks something like this. Well, it kind of appears that there are no solutions because it doesn't have any x-intercepts. Well, we did talk about the imaginary number system, and so to be thorough, we need to investigate and see if maybe there are a couple imaginary solutions at work here. For this, we're going to need the quadratic formula, and if you look at your original equation, a comes before x squared, so my a is 3. B comes before x with its sign, that's -4, and C is the only number at the end, which is +2. Now, so that I don't make any mistakes, I always go through my quadratic formula and leave empty parentheses and then go plug everything in. -b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times a. Now, I'm going to go back and fill in everything that I do know. Well, I know that b is -4, a is 3, and c is 2. Now I'm ready. Now, that would be pretty overwhelming to type all these things into my calculator. So, I know a -4 is a +4. Plus or minus, I'm going to be inclined to type all of this into my calculator exactly how I see it. When I do that, I get -8. It's still under the radical sign, and everything's going to be divided by 6. I'm going to continue over here. Let's see, I have a radical there. I think I can simplify that if I think about my list of perfect squares. The perfect square that goes into -8, the biggest perfect square that goes into -8 is is 4. Because it's -8, I'm going to go ahead and make a -4 there to take care of my imaginary numbers. So let's see what we've got. 4 plus or minus, the square root of -4 is 2i. That leaves a 2 under the radical sign, and then I've got a 6. Now, if you got to here, you did a pretty good job, but Algebra 2 students are definitely going to simplify this as much as possible. Notice that all these things are divisible by 2. We're not going to worry about what's in the radical, but everything outside of the radical is divisible by 2. So it would be most appropriate. 4/6 is 2/3. And 2 divided by 6 is 1/3, so that will just leave the I on top. So this is what I get. Once I put it in a plus bi form, it looks like 2/3 plus or minus I square root of 2. And remember, you're actually getting two answers here. 2 plus I square roots of 2 over 3 and 2 minus I square roots of 2 over 3.